Thank you. Mike Bosey, co-founder and CEO of Plantt. Plantt is a marketplace for landscape and garden goods and services, and we're raising $450,000 to support our customer and product rollout efforts. Plantt was launched given a challenging experience my wife and I had when we could not find a very typical plant at our local garden center. I had my cell phone in my hand, and I thought we should be able to see the inventory online and purchase the plant we wanted. More specifically, there's significant consumer frustration buying garden and landscape goods and services. Intimidating and inconvenient are the words we hear most from our consumer research. And gardening consumers just want all the same things that make other online experiences great, including inspiration, practical content, and same-day convenience. The opportunities and challenges for garden centers is straightforward. Gardening goods, just like other consumer categories, can be bought online with the right model. Garden centers themselves have interesting assets that can be exploited, including proximity to customers, plant knowledge, and an affinity to buy local. But by their own admission, they're lacking the IT capabilities to implement and operate an e-commerce solution. And therefore, virtually no garden center has e-commerce capabilities today. Plantt solves both the consumer and the garden center problem by providing a marketplace for landscape and garden goods and services. We'll build out the supply side of the marketplace by providing local garden centers with a turnkey branded e-commerce solution that is accessible right from their website. The turnkey solution includes a branded storefront, integration with their POS system, extensive enrichment of the POS data, including plant details and photos, a clean, modern purchasing experience, and integration with our crowdsourced delivery partner, Roadie. Just like OpenTable and MindBody, in the first half of 2020, we'll launch the national branded website, Plantt.com, to help drive the demand side of the marketplace and funnel traffic to the local garden center storefronts. Consumers will simply type in their address and they'll be directed to the Plantt-powered garden center in their neighborhood. Ultimately, we can expand the marketplace to include services, inspiration, expansive content, and online tools, and become the destination gardening site. So the landscape and garden goods market is a $65 billion opportunity made up of mega home improvement and big box retailers and local nursery and garden centers. There are over 10,000 garden store sales locations in the US. It should be noted that Home Depot's #1 category by almost 2x is gardening. The landscape and garden services market is a $40 billion adjacent opportunity made up of maintenance, installation, and design services. There are literally hundreds of thousands of small businesses that make up this market, and it is ripe for online consolidation. So our first target garden center market includes 5,000 store locations with average revenue of 1 to 6 million, making for an initial target market of 15 billion. So a great part about this market is we have multiple business model expansion opportunities, including 3 logical phases to build out the Plantt business. First, we want to attack the convenience challenges and make the plant buying experience more efficient. Next, we want to provide and be the trustworthy, authoritative source for information, instruction, inspiration, and reduce trial and errors. And finally, we can rationalize both goods and services across the lawn and garden market and enable end-to-end project capabilities. So the storefront solution to attack the convenience and runaround challenges is now live. All the storefront capabilities we talked about earlier are available today. From a roadmap perspective, going forward, we will further refine the buying experience, build out our proprietary content management system, and release chat and video capabilities. We look forward to demonstrating both our storefront solution and our in-store application here at the Expo. So in the first half of 2020, we will release the national branded website, Plantt.com, to help drive consumer demand. We will do this by providing a highly compelling site that provides visitors with the very best presentation of instructional content, peer and expert collaboration, and maintenance and care planning tools. We can also expand the online buying experience beyond the garden center's inventory. So for example, we are already working on ways to tie into the grower's inventory and allow nursery customers to access that grower stock and have it delivered in 2 to 4 days. We can also grow the marketplace beyond garden center goods to services and attack the maintenance, installation, and design markets with content, collaboration, online tools, and marketplace models. So Plantt has a very simple pricing model. We charge a $10,000 one-time setup fee and a 10% transaction fee for all e-commerce purchases. This is an easy model for the garden centers to understand and demonstrates our commitment to their success. So this is why my wife and I have put over $800,000 into Plantt. No one is providing a marketplace for garden center goods, and no one is providing a turnkey e-commerce solution for garden centers. The garden center's best option today is do it themselves. Buy the catalog software and Plantt data, engage with an integration and design firm, and source the talent needed to operate the e-commerce solution. There are growers that will mail plants to consumers. We believe that's a fundamentally different model with challenging economics. The big box players are certainly competitors for share of wallet. Today, they have spotty e-commerce capabilities associated with plants and garden goods, but we certainly expect that to change. So we have 3 customers representing 57 locations under contract. That includes Armstrong, the largest independent garden center in the US. These customers represent a $2 to $3 million backlog for us to execute against. The greenery is now live. Summer Winds will be going live next week, and Armstrong will go live at the end of this month. We also have over 10 sales opportunities representing more than 50 locations in our sales pipeline. In the first half of 2020, we will selectively add new customers to ensure we properly manage demand and customer success. So given the greenfield nature of this market, we believe we can drive to a $40 million run rate business within 3 years. This implies about 1,500 garden center locations leveraging the Plantt solution with an 8% e-commerce attach rate. We're also excited about the medium and long-term prospects for building out a significant marketplace business with attractive economics and growth profile, including achieving break-even profitability by early 2022. So we have a highly experienced software team to lead Plantt. Leslie and I worked together at Certain, a fintech SaaS company, and grew Certain from $10 to $50 million in revenue over a 6-year period. Leslie and Arpin were part of the executive team at Zap Labs, the technology division for rheology. And we have many notable technology executives as investors and advisors, and in particular to help with scaling and marketplace advice. And Ian is the McKinsey of local garden centers, and he's been working with us since the middle of 2018 and has made many introductions to our customers and prospects. So we've raised $1.8 million to date, half from my wife and I, half from angel investors, with $455,000 still open on convertible note B. We're looking to raise that $455,000 via that note at an $8 million cap with a 20% discount to fund key product initiatives and de-risk our customer implementations, setting us up for a seed or A round the first half of 2020. The Bay Area Kritsu due diligence report is available for your review. We believe Plantt can be bought, not sold, in the next 3 to 5 years by multiple types of buyers, including private equity, given our strong expected financial profile, and strategics looking for adjacent or expansion opportunities. We're excited about the momentum we've built over the first 9 months of our company, including significant traction with customers and securing the largest independent garden center in the US, release of key product capabilities, including integrated pickup and same-day delivery service, and attracting the right talent to execute on our 2020 plans. Thank you.
Sure. I think one of the keys here, well, first of all, I congratulate you for being a significant investor in the company. It shows that you believe in what you're doing there.
Thank you.
But I think one of the keys to making this happen is going to be getting the name out there and having people it's a very disaggregated group of targets for you. How are you going to get them in? And I see that Leslie Leach was intended to be the Chief Marketing Officer, but Ian Baldwin looks like he's bringing in most of the business at this point. What's your going forward strategy?
Yeah, so I want to be very clear on 2 points. One is we are sold out through June. We don't need to spend a single dollar on sales activities. Between the 57 locations we have and the 50 that are in the pipeline, we are well ahead of plan. So the whole reason I am here is because in June we made a decision. We were going to take on the biggest independent garden center in the US, and we needed to fund that and expand the team. Going forward, we will have an SMB SaaS type sales model. I've run an organization that was doing 250 transactions a quarter at $7,000 a pop. So I've seen the movie around high velocity SaaS businesses.
Okay. Who's next?
Yeah. Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Good to see you. We spoke earlier this
Yep.
summer. Have you done a dry run, test run, and seen that the whole thing works from customer clicking and getting what they need the next day or whatnot? Is the nursery themselves set up, ready to ship, all of it?
Yes. So we've done, probably 60 transactions. There's been 10 to 15 deliveries. And so far, so good in terms of the flow of funds. So we have actually an automated system where we're getting the funds to the garden centers within 24 hours, which they really like. We take care of all the sales tax.
Okay.
So there's a lot of back office in order to make this happen. So the answer is yes, we've got the operational piece working.
But the customers are happy too?
Yes.
No dead flowers, dead, wilted.
No,
that's what I mean. Too.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
So the incentive for the garden centers is to send the good stuff, not the bad stuff. Just like Safeway and Instacart, they don't give you the bad banana, they give you the good banana. The other thing that's coming to online retail is the interaction model with the customer. So Instacart is now calling you and saying, well, which avocado do you want? Are you going to be using it tonight or are you going to be using it in a week? We can do the same thing. Garden centers differentiate on service and variety, and we want to take those same things online.
Aaron?
Thank you, Howard. I have a slightly different question, which is, how are you going to, no pun intended, how are you going to defend your turf? You've written here that you're sort of the first mover. How else are you going to defend sort of your advantage here? You've sort of locked up Armstrong, but what about others? It sounds like it's a very disaggregated market. How are you going to kind of protect your turf?
Yeah, well, any individual piece of the system isn't that complicated. What makes it interesting is the system. So we have the PO integration with the two leading players. That covers 70% of the market. We do another 2 or 3 more. We've got 90%. We have our own content management system, which we've started to build out, which includes Plantt data. We've designed our own screens on top of the things. The system itself is non-trivial to build. So we can build a technology advantage in addition to the first mover advantage because we are bringing this system together.
And Mr. Caldwell? Well, I would be an eager purchaser of your service, sir. I've wanted this for a long time. And I have the same concern as Aaron. I think this can be replicated by others, and I think it's important to be the aggressive first mover and set the standard that others can't meet. But I like the model, and I think the cost this is not going to cost a bloody fortune to do. I think it's within the reach of a reasonable investment.
Thank you.
Next question from one of the professional angels in the audience, Mr. Padula.
Have you done an analysis of the exit ROI for investors in this round? And if so, can you enlighten us on when you expect the exit and what ROI should we get?
Yeah, I mentioned 3 to 5 years. I would prefer 3 versus 5. The details are in our due diligence report, and I can show you all the gory details. But the short form is if we can keep the funding to that 10 to 12 million in order to get to break even, we can have a 25, 30 plus X return per the due diligence team.
We're out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.